concept will be taken around the world, where hundreds of thousands
Hello
of people
friends,
will be
how are
available.
you? I'm so happy that you are requesting me back again. It's been a very long weekend for me here. So I kind of went out of my way to do my hair a little bit. I usually don't do because I'm usually working. But anyway, I'm also glad as well that you had watched the video and you found it very educational. And I thank you so much for your feedback as well. There's a lot to say and there's a lot to show as well. First thing is first, thank you so for my new followers and thank you for the thumbs up. And if you didn't, it's okay because when you watch the video, it's like, giving me a thumbs up anyways. So I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Now moving forward, I am a transgender and I have been looking forward before and going to job interviews as well. And a lot of times, like I said before, I found out that it's usually wrong at the beginning to be saying that listen, you put things down in your information in your application, and then as soon as you put down transgender, it kind of triggers a bell. Like it's like a red flag. For some reason, I have no idea, but I have picked this up really, really fast. I mean, really fast. I mean, I can tell the look, the twig. I can tell the movement, a lot of body movement. I mean, I study a lot of body language and I know when I see something that it's like kind of like, odd. So when I noticed that I hadn't put it into other occasions, I got called pretty much. I did 2 interviews and I saw it took 2 interviews. Actually, it was 4. It was 4. 2 of them turned me down and 2 of the interviews when I went, it was all about money, like about would I take the offer or not. So it is up to you, it's totally up to you. Nobody's telling you what to put down at all on these applications. But I believe that if you put down your whole information and just put down exactly what you know how to do, that can get you that money source and that liquid money, that'll be great, for you. Put down any information, all your educational information that you have had and you studied and you've done before and you pass, and that will help you achieve, your goals, exactly what you want to do and how you want to go about it as well. And also another thing is, like I said before, you do not want to lie in the application because it's going to catch up to you. They can let you work. I've seen this before. They'll let the person work for about a year or so, and then all of a sudden, boom, will show up, and they'll call into the office and listen, you had said this before, and this came up, and I'm sorry. And they're right in the middle of working, and they're already employed for 6 to about a month, and all of a sudden they're being cut loose because some false information that you have put down. It's simple. Just tell them, if you don't know how to do it, you want to try. At least you are willing to try. You're willing to try because job is all about learning. Seriously. So it took me a long time to get to where I was at. When I was employed a couple of years ago, when the COVID kicked, that's why I had to switch from one job to another because of the COVID. And after the COVID, I had no choice. I laid low for a couple of months. And then after a couple of months, and then I proceeded to look for job employment. That's what I did. The COVID was very big at that time, and I was doing my procedure. I had my procedure schedule ready for September. Actually, on my birthday. Thank you. It was like reborn surgery for myself. So when I did the surgery, I rested, and then when I was due to be back on January, that's when I started to notice things were starting to be a little bit. It took a big turn for me. Because the COVID started to hit, and I said, do I want to go back? Like really, because from where I was traveling, it's like good 42 miles going and coming back. So I said, you know what, I don't think so. So I just lay low, and it was a good thing for me as well because I rested because I was able to do my GRS surgery, and then I did my breast augmentation, and then I did my glottoplasty. So everything worked out pretty much for me. And then after that, I went full force again, and it was really hard. It was really hard because you're into your job for a good couple of years, like years in there, and you're learning from the best workers in the world. these people are technicians. They're fully mechanic trained. So I'm learning a lot from them. From pipe fitters to electrical engineers, mechanical science. Technicians. So I learned and I grasped all, and I sucked everything up as much as I could. So then now I'm applying that to the job that I'm doing now as a maintenance mechanical technician. So that's what I basically certify myself as now. Before, it was really hard, because you have so much experiences, from different jobs, and you picked it up, and then you trying to put that together. So when you're going out for your interview, you want to know exactly what you're going to put down. So on the application, they ask you a lot of information. Just be formal, be very detailed. Don't give them too much information. You don't want to bore them. Just get right to the point, and find the strategy that tickles the pickle. Right into there. And then if you know the person who's going to interview you, another thing that I found out, which is a very good thing, it's not like a background check, but I did like a formal history on that person. So I had an idea who was going to interview me and what I was actually going to expect from the interview. So I was able to do it was not like a history, almost just like a background on that person. So I was able to know exactly what that person knew, their background, what they were looking for in a person. So once I did that background history check on the person that was going to interview me, I pretty much had a feel of exactly what was going to happen, how what was going to go on, and the kind of questions pretty much what they ask. So you also want to do your research as well, from that company as well. Just go into their website and see any information that you can see that is gonna help you in the interview. Just write down information. Grab your pen and paper and start writing information. Just look at their website, look at what's going on, and do your homework as well. And just write down the information, whatever you see that you think that they're going to ask you in the interview that's going to help you out. So I've done that a couple of times, and if it was very worth it because it was able to help me out on the job that I was actually looking for. So when they asked me some questions, I knew exactly because I seen part of the videos and I knew exactly the answers right there. So you can't say, oh, well, I don't know. You don't want to be like stuck and stupid. You want to just make sure that you're making that eye contact, eye to eye. You're looking at them formally. You want to get good information. You want to get a good vibe. So you know exactly what kind of information they're asking you and what you're going to tell them back. So you get a good representation in that interview. And, like I said, just look at them straight in the eye. You want to let eye contact. Don't go be like, yes, and I don't know, the salary range. No, look at them eye to eye. Feel them out. Be direct, be firm, be straight. Don't use, like I said before, don't use too much perfume, don't use too much makeup. And, when you wear your mask, just wear it normally. I guess I don't know how many people, they might wear their mask, they might not wear their mask. I don't know, because nowadays a lot of people request for people to wear their mask when doing interviews or when they're going inside these places. I still wear my mask until this day in the company that I'm at right now. Is going to almost like 3 years. So yes, they have not seen my face. And if you guys are in the company and you see this video, guess what? This is the way I look like. I'm very protective, and I'm very, it's just me. I'm just the way I am. It's just me like that. So yeah, so like I said, just go full force. And I'm gonna be putting down, some pictures on the side so you can see what kind of questions they're gonna ask you, what kind of questions you're gonna ask them as well. It's not just like they ask you all the information. No, you're gonna ask them information about, salary ranges, things like that. But that's always gonna be at the end. You're not gonna want to tell them right away. You're just gonna get a little bit feel of the job, how it's going. Is it okay? What kind of hours they're providing and things like that. And the vacation, all that kind of stuff is always at the end. So you get the feel of the job. You like it, and things like that. And, you want to get down right to the point. And, you want to give them and tell them your strategies, of what you know how to do, basically. That's going to help you a lot in the job as well. I know it's very hard, again, I get a lot of feedback and they keep telling me, but it's really hard for them, as being a transgender, trying to find work. There's nothing else that they know how to do except, manly work, and I strive to you that you have to reinforce yourself. There's always something that you can do that is going to get you in there. No matter what, you have to keep on trying. Don't give up. I'm very honest, being very honest. Don't give up. because that's the breaking point. You follow me? That is the breaking point. The breaking point wants to see you break and fall apart, and you don't want to do that. You want to prove these people wrong, that you can make it, you can go on with yourself. I've done it. I had to give up. I had to give up a lot of things that I've done. I mean, a lot. As saying it roughly and honestly, yeah, I had to give up, being a parent in a way, because my spouse, I had to break the relationship because of her. My kids accepted me 100% of who the person I was from before, but unfortunately, this person was transphobic and she didn't accept me. Yeah, she used to go to shows and see a lot of gays and bacalats, like they call it in the Philippines, and that kind of stuff, but here it's totally different, and she knew, like I said, the person knew that I was a transgender from the very beginning, but unfortunately this person didn't understand. So I made my agreement. Okay, you know what, when the kids are being raised, when the kids have a certain amount of years, I'm just gonna break loose and I'm just gonna do me. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't care. I went my route. You go this way and I go that way. Simple as that. It's my life. It's me. And all my kids until this day, they still accept me for the person I am today. Simple as that. Yeah, I'm living free. I don't have to be responding to, the cell phone logo. What time you coming back? What time you're gonna be here? Who's gonna cook dinner? Whatever. You know what? You decided to break this relationship. Now it's gonna be on you. It's gonna be double the work. Because, being a second parent in the house, it was actually going to help. To be honest, it was going to help. You got two moms in the house. I know how to cook. I know how to clean, shop, iron, do everything. It's the same thing as she used to do. Same thing I do. I'm a chef myself. I make lasagna. I cook. I do so many things. You'd be amazed the kind of person I am if you get to know me really well. So I have a good history of the things that I do. I do martial arts. I love my arts as well. I do a lot of drawings. I do my architect design when I'm doing framing for my job, things like that, when I'm doing mechanical work. I used to be a DJ. They used to call me Kid DJ, and I used to put, music and things like that. So it's a lot of things that I used to do that I still keep it undercover, that I still know how to do, and I keep myself well protected because I still know my martial arts. I keep myself in a low profile. I don't go out putting things on Facebook and Instagram. Hey, I know how to do this. Hey, I know how to do that. Like I cover. See the camera right there? See that? I always cover every hole that I see from the camera because you just never know. So then again, you can never be too careful. But then again, moving forward, going on these interviews, you want to be very careful as well. And when you're in a job, you want to make sure that you give the right information as well. And basically, that's it. Like I said, I'll be posting on these pictures right here that you probably see. I don't know if you can do it right here. I'll be putting pictures of some of the text messages that it's going to help you with the answers of what to say, what not to say, how to approach the people, what to write down. Just before the interview, you want to write down information. You want to go over each information. You want to look at the information, study it, and you also want to do like a research on that company. So when you go for the interview, you know exactly what you're going to expect. And the person that's going to be asking you all these questions, you want to be careful how you choose your words carefully because they do study every word that you tell them. Simple as that. It happened to me a couple of times, not too much, but like I said, I'm very honest. I just want to be careful. What I'm saying to people, so they don't get the wrong information. About the person as well. So in the jobs that I've done before in the past, I was always very careful in what I was doing. I always covered my tracks. I did my job very well, and in the job itself, you want to have good representation as well. You want to have a good record, and when they're going ask you like for a background check and things like that, you want to have a good history and people that's going to give you good recommendation from the company you used to be at. So when you're going to do the interview, you're going to have a letter as a recommendation, the kind of person you are, and references. You want to have these references ready before you do that job interview, so in case when they're going to call them, these people, they are ready just in case. They know exactly who's going to be calling, what kind of questions they might be asking them, and things like that, and whether you leave the job, etc., etc. So on the texts that I'll be putting down in a few minutes, you'll be seeing, excuses, what to use, what not to use, and how to be very careful. Again, like I said, choose your words wisely. because like I said, they do study every word that you tell them. Okay, and another thing, always you want to give them a thank you card or send them a thank you letter, and always want to have your cover letter as well. So as soon as you finish the interview, you want to give them a thank you letter for the interview. Make sure that you write down their name, their information, the title of the person who gave you the interview. Was it a corporate, whoever it was. Just make sure you write down the information. So as soon as you go home, you go right on your PC and your laptop, and you write down that thank you letter and send it. CC the persons that are actually giving you the interview, and that's gonna help you a lot. As simple as that. And again, I just hope that this video, you do find it very educational as well. And again, they had asked me to post part of the jobs that I used to do before, so I will be posting some of the jobs I did before in the other company I used to work in the sugar company. Yay. So I was actually the first transgender in the company where I was working at, and like I said, that company, I learned so much. I've done so many things throughout my years that I've been there. I learned so much. The people working there, it was so fantastic. Like I said, I learned, it's like going to a school. I was there, I had everything, basically everything. I mean, it's like a 5-star diner in the facility itself. I had these chefs that they became like family. I mean, working with them and being there, they knew exactly what you wanted for breakfast and lunch and dinner. Look at that. Whatever you wanted, they knew exactly. They had a little tray, a little bin. They knew exactly at what time you're going to come in, at what time you're going to leave. So your food's like right there in the warmer. Just like that. So, yeah, it was beautiful, because even in the weekends as well, they had chefs, guys, they were cooking. The guys were actually cooking. They had guys from Trinidad, they were Vietnamese, they were Haitian, Creole, como salez-vous, and things like that. And I mean, yeah, guys, just chefs, like I said, and they knew their food. So it was like a family thing, working. So when you become close to working with your coworkers, they become family. Things like that. So it was really great. Like I said, I learned a lot, but unfortunately, I did have to leave the company because the COVID, and I didn't want to go back, even though they asked me to go back again and they would triple their money, things like that. I didn't want to. I want to try something else. Like now I'm a technician, so a machine technician, so it's actually great for me. It's a very, very good experience. I kind of love that, and I enjoy that so much, because now I'm learning, and again, I'm another first female mechanic in the facility where I'm at right now. So I'm actually teaching the newcomer mechanics coming on board. So I teach them what has to be done, righty tighty, lefty loosey, with mechanical pipe wrenches and all that kind of stuff, and it's great. So like I was saying before, I enjoy staying at that other place where I was working at before, formal, my old job, in the sugar company, because Café Bustelo to the rhythm. I love coffee. At the old place, they had a Sandy breakout, and when Sandy hit, oh my goodness, let me tell you, I had to stay there the whole week at work, because it flooded all these machines. We had to remove motors after motors, pumps after pumps, and it was like a nightmare. So it's like working 12, sleep 12, working 12, sleep 12, and they had people from all different companies trying to help us out as well. And it was a heavy Sandy hit. It actually hit like about 6:15 to 6:20 at night, and I was about to go home. I was coming on shift when, as soon as I seen the water rising up, I was like, this isn't normal. Oh my god, what the hell is this? And then I went to the back of the building. I was like, wow, it looks like a swimming pool. When you also go for this interview, don't overkill it. Being overdressed. Like when you do your hair, when you do your makeup. Like I said, don't put too much. I used to do before. A lot of hairstyling a little before my time. I used to fix my friend's hair and things like that. So I used to dye the hair. I used to fix it nicely, and do a little bit of makeup, not that much. So I know that when I'm going for interviews, I want to make sure exactly how I'm going to look, how I'm going to represent myself. And just go easy. Don't put these chains and all this kind of stuff. Like right now, I know I exaggerate. Yeah, I'm putting all this stuff here, but just go something simple. Something simple. And go and nicely, a small little purse. Always make sure. Another thing, oh my god, it just keeps on coming back to me now. You want to make sure also as well that you want to have your certificates. How stupid of me, huh? You want to make sure that when you go for the interview, you have extra resumes. You want to make sure that you have your certificates for whatever you have studied. It would have been probably medical assistance, nursing, machinery, anything that you have studied before. Anything from OSHA, anything from mechanical, anything from any kind of industrial. Even if it's sewing machine, whatever certificates, anything that's going to help you out in any kind of, a hospitalization, interview whatsoever. But make sure that you have their certificates, because those are the first things they're gonna pull. Is gonna grab their attention. When I was doing in the interview, the first thing I did, I had a little stack of my folder of resumes, and on the side I had all my certificates. When they asked me for my mechanical certificate, I had it right there. When they asked me for engineering, I didn't show it to them because I told them I'm only just a junior. I'm still in training, but I can get it to you if you want to. They said it was not a problem. I had my ID as a junior, and I showed it to them, and that was more than enough. And then after that, then they gave me the testing, and that was it. I was in the house. But that was in the second interview, like I said. And again, like I said, you don't want to lie, because once they test you, they're gonna test you. They, like when I went, they asked me, what's the difference of other kind of, metals that we have here. They had galvanized, black pipe, stainless steel, copper, brass. They want to know if you really know your stuff. 3-phase, 2-phase, things like that. So you want to be very careful, how you tell them the information, because they can read. They know eye contact. They know when you're getting nervous, when you're doing the kind of movement, when you're scratching yourself, when you're going like this and like that. They know. So you have to be very, very, very careful. Okay, body language is very important. If you can hold yourself, don't drink no Monster, because a lot of people like to drink the Monster and Red Bull, and it's gonna get them all haywire. You want to be relaxed. Calm down. If you want to bring yourself a small little bottle of water, bring it, and just go with the flow. Just be very easy, be very calm. You're gonna get it. Trust me, you'll get the job. But just relax and have your hopes high a little bit, not too high. But just if you know that you got this, you got it. Simple. If you know that you got it, you got this down packed. Don't fear. None of fear. Have your certificates. Have your resumes ready. Thank you card as well. You can give it to them on your way out, sign it, read the name of the company, write it down, have them ready, and give it to them. Thank you at the reception desk. Simple as that. Okay, so I love you girls. Thank you so much for requesting me back. I want to make another third video as well, because I made this a little bit long enough for you to see things of the company as well. But if you want to, let me know, hit me up. And I just give you whatever information I know as well. But I'm very pleased that I can share this information with you guys and girls and everybody else that is looking for work, that's actually wanting key points in job hunting, because I know it's not that easy. I know it's not, and especially you're leaving one zone to go to a different zone completely. That's way different. And I know how hard it is, but you know what? You're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for nobody else. This here that I did it for myself. I don't need to improve, show anybody, the world what I'm doing. It's none of their business. I'm doing this for me. Okay? Stay safe. I love you girls. Bye. This is HRT. Until next time.